Good afternoon and welcome to the Florida Aquarium. This is actually my first time coming to the Florida Aquarium. I've always wanted to come here, never had the chance till today. I want to thank you, the Florida Aquarium, so much for having us out today and giving us a mission for the day. So we're going to be heading inside. They do have their new exhibit that just opened over the weekend too, the tide pool. So we'll be checking out the whole aquarium over this next about 3 hours, but hopefully not too long for you guys. So the entrance doors are right over there. They do have an axolotl character meet and greeting out here. Seems like this first floor is mainly kind of merch stuff. So there's a merch area right here, a pretty big merch shop here. They do have what looks like to be maybe a temporary spot, or maybe this is permanent. This is the Moon Bay. It seems to be like a jellyfish touching spot. You can wait in line and touch a jellyfish. That's pretty unique. Bathrooms off to the left if you want to know that. I'm going to quickly take you outside. There used to be a splash pad out there, but currently there is no splash pad and just kids area, and they're remodeling a couple things out here. All right, so as soon as you walk out, up to the right is the gift shop, the exit to it, to the outdoor area. They used to have a splash pad out here. I don't know how long ago it was taken away, but there's no longer a splash pad. Instead, just a kid like recreation area, excuse me. Back in there, they actually do have a sitting spot to watch the cruise ship. So if you didn't know, this is right next to the big Tampa cruise terminal. So the Enchantment of the Seas is actually parked right there. I'm showing you a little bit of a clip from over there in the viewing area. That's very nice. Out here, they do have the wild dolphin like excursions. I don't know if those are paid. I would kind of imagine they are. And then off to our left, it's going to be both a bar and then one of their restaurants. So currently it does look like they're remodeling their restaurant. So it's only got outdoor seating over here right now. So just keep that in mind if you're coming here soon. And then they are working, I don't know exactly if it's going to be in this area, but they are working to have puffins, and they're also going to have sea lions here soon. So that's exciting. They're working all that right now. Again, the new exhibit did just open, and it's all on the second floor. So we're heading back to the main area to head up to the second floor, and that's where we'll do most of our filming. All right, and then as soon as you obviously come in, you see the escalator. Second floor is where basically everything in the aquarium is, other than those few amenities that we talked about, and the gift shop. Pretty cool screen over here. I like how it's kind of like layered. Looks a little kind of unique. But our first spot we're going to turn left to is going to be Wetlands of Florida, so like Everglades. As soon as you walk in, there's a way to look it above. And there's just a snapping turtle hanging out on the top of the glass there with the roots. We do have some gar over here, both Florida, longnose, and alligator gar all over here. Really like the theming in here, fully rock worked. To that little section, looks like we're going into a semi-outdoor section with glass above it called the Wetlands Trail. Some super cool chalk work by one of the employees showing some snapping turtles. Basically, here's some tiny fish ponds. Very, very tiny fish. We do have some I'm not sure what these are. They are birds of some sort. They're definitely duck type creatures. We do have some turtles up here that look very unique. They look like spotted tortoises. This bird's moving the whole thing over. Oh, there's another one. The turtle's definitely chilling out. Oh, and there's even a couple more, like a heating pad over there. Some bigger fish over here on the other side of the trail. Much more of a dark take here. Got some more birds over here too. They got a lot of birds in here. It's kind of silly looking. It's like a big dome area, so you're getting a lot of natural sunlight in here. And over here, they actually do have a gator. He's kind of actually moving around, just American alligator. He was moving around until I came over, of course. Does seem like there is just one. Oh, nope, there is two. Never mind, I lied. I see the other one in the water. So the other one right below, maybe. Lots of glare. Hopefully you can see him. Really like the sign over here. Right across the way from the gators, we do have river otters. They're pretty big. And they're just hanging out. I don't know how many there are. Obviously, you'll see at least 2, but I would not be surprised if there's much more than 2. There usually is. Again, I really like the look of this area. It's like that glass dome kind of feel. You don't see a lot of these in America, I feel like. And from the otters right behind us, they do have a python that, again, are invasive to Florida, but they do have one on display over here. Big boy up in the corner. They do have a little like bird area over here to just check out all the birds. Great spots. Definitely take some pictures. Not fully sure what's up there, but we might go check it out real quick. Seems to be some stairs heading up somewhere over here. We do have some lemurs. It does look like there's another viewing window over there. Might be a better view of them. There's one right there. It's like 2 others against the fence in the corner. I do love lemurs. They do be stinky. So walking out here, there's a big tank below us. Don't know where that leads. It might lead into the gator area. Yes, there is another way to view the lemurs right over here. Definitely a better view. All right, so we walked right back over here. That's where we went up right over there, and then we're in like the Marsh area. We just walked down right behind me. I'll show you the stairs where I walked down in just a second. We do have a pufferfish over here, hanging out with the roots. Seems to be more of like an Everglades fish area. We've got a bunch of big fish. They're called black drums, I think. I think that's what these ones are. Sorry, I'm not much of a fisherman. So I'm going to be butchering a lot of names. There's a bird eating over here though. And then right next to the stairs, I did come down over here. They do have a ranger station. It seems kind of like a kids trail talk kind of thing, talking about conservation, all that good stuff. Then we head to the left, more exhibits over here. Yep, right over here we have some baby gators. These are going to be a lot more active than the adults. These are just also American alligators. But there's a ton in here. Usually the babies group up pretty heavy. There's usually a lot of them. And as you continue along, there's more fish in this marsh type environment. Showing some more like the Everglades fish. And then over here, they do have a few birds currently getting fed. Oh, never mind. Fish are getting fed, it looks like.
There's somebody standing up there feeding the fish. Oh, can you see that lady up there? Yeah, feeding the fish.
There's also some birds in here, and there's also a pelican, but he seems to be hanging out in the back. It is getting later in the evening, so I'm sure he's like, it's time to go in. And with that, we walk out of the like Everglades type area into an area called Shorelines. Big fish meet us over here. They do have a ray right in the back. He's, you know, doing what stingrays normally do, hang out on walls. He's right there. Looks like this is more of an ocean type area, like a shoreline. So not deep ocean, but kind of shoreline type fish. So much more darker. What I would think more of an aquarium is area. Oh, that's cool. Some projections up over here. Yeah, this is definitely more of your traditional fish area. We do have an animal care area over there though. Over here in this tank, they do have a few different kinds of fish. We got a hogfish, well, 2 hogfish and a spotted drum. We do have a Caribbean spiny lobster. He's quite the big boy. Oh, there's more than one? Never mind. A whole group of them. On the left side of that same room, they do have a lot of like tiny spots here. Little guys. Again, they have these little fish I love. Red firefish and a barbed zebra dartfish. See a lot of the red firefish. I'm not seeing as much of the barbed guys. Oh, there he is. Never mind. There he is. Two of them together. Some tinier ones too over there. These guys look bigger. They've been looking like they're eating the other fish. I like these firefish though. And then this very last tank over here, they do have some of my favorites. I love garden eels. They're so silly. Little worms. They all just hang out. Just look at the veterinary area. I'm sure they do procedures on different wildlife and stuff in this area. That is viewable, and obviously the glass is tinted and they can turn it off if they need to. And obviously has to happen at some times. They do have a Goliath gopher over here. He's a big guy. Pretty nice looking tank overall. Again, this area is really well themed. I like the undersea area. Over here is called Undersea Explorer. It seems to be some sort of VR like active ride system. It costs extra, $8 per ticket. 2 tickets 15, 4 is 25. They only have 4 seats, but since it is an upcharge, I doubt there'll ever be too much of a room. Got more fish over here. Again, I know those are puffer fish. I don't know what kind. There's a lot of them though. Oh, and now we have like a Stingray Beach area, sponsored by the Rays. Of course it is. This is one of the, I believe this is a touch pool too. So if you would like to touch the fish, you can head up to the top side and touch all the fish. Or all the stingrays. I don't know why I said fish. Seems like this might be the end of Shorelines, so not a huge area here. Not as big as the last one. We are coming across the tide pool, so if this is what you were waiting for, this is tide pool. This is their newest exhibit here, just opened over the weekend, so this is the newest thing that they have. It's a very nice looking area. It seems like it's not very big, it's just this one pool all along this edge, but it is a massive touch pool, so everything in here seems to be, you're able to touch it. And then they do have like a wave effect over here, and I'll attach here in just a second. You're about to watch it now. But again, this area looks really nice. Again, it just seems like a massive touch pool kind of area. Yeah, there's a lot of, obviously, they said that anything in your reach you can touch. Obviously, you're not supposed to like reach out. They do have sea anemones, starfish, all that kind of normal touch pool stuff. They are simulating like tidal waves coming in. That's why they did show that wave thing at the front over here. But again, really cool new area. This is just not my thing. I don't like touching things, but I'm sure kids obviously are gonna love this. And adults that wanna learn more about different like shoreline anemones and starfish. Now we've entered the Ocean Lounge. This seems to be kind of an in-between area. Relaxing area with some seats and some smaller exhibits. Stuff like these little tiny tanks. Right here. Oh, and it's actually like showing off some like sea glass that people made inside the tank. That's kind of cool. They do have a caricature over here too, if that's something that interests you. So the next thing we come across is Morph'd. This seems to be a temporary exhibit just because it's in the exhibit hall. So this seems like it will switch out every once in a while. Seems like this is going to be mainly about very colorful fish. So, going to be a lot of different tanks. We're not going to stop at every single one, but if any catch my eye, I'll stop at it. Kind of a cool way of displaying what's in the tank. They actually have some like projection mapping above on the wall that show both the fish in like a 3D scan and then show what name they are. There's a little shark here. It's one of those like base dweller sharks. I don't know what to call them. Well, there's 2 of them. One right towards the back. There's some really tiny guys in this tank here. We have some paddlefish right across the way. We'll definitely check those out. I like the look of this area. It's considered a high sensory area, just so you know. If you're coming here, you have anyone that's a little sensitive to that kind of stuff. Here's some paddlefish. These guys are ugly. But they're funny. These guys are interesting. They're blind cave tetra, I think. They actually do not have eyes, it doesn't seem. You look really close at them, if I can focus. They do not have eyes. It says were born in very dark caves and they evolved to no longer need them because there was no use for them. So they're just blind. Seems like they might be. Let's look at the screen right over here. They do have these touch screens all over. I'll tell you more about it. It says the species begins to grow scales over their eye sockets, adapting to the loss of light. They have heightened senses of smell and taste. So that's how they're going to get around a little bit more, being able to smell and taste. They do have some small interactive stuff like this globe that can show you where some different fish are from, all around the exhibit too. But not a huge one, but one with some interesting facts. They do have some poison dart frogs though out here. There is a midway stop of snacks and beverages over here. I'm not sure how far we are through, but I would say this is close to the midway point. The coral reefs are our next spot. Again, that Morph'd exhibit seems like it is a temporary exhibit. So this is all themed to the Florida coral reefs, it seems. It's going to be massive rock formations in here with lots of fish and animals all living in it. And as we head along the corner, there's a megalodon jaw photo op over here. And then a big tunnel with both sides hanging in. This seems to be the big tank. I was assuming this was somewhere, but it's like kind of the big one, you know, with all the fish, and it's so like grand and stuff. We do have one called the reef wall over here. Just look like it might have eels in it from the pictures, but I haven't seen them. This seems like it's also connected to that big tank. It's just this tighter wall over here where some of the fish will venture off. Next up is the coral cave. Still seems like it's part of this coral area. Some more fish tanks. This is a super cool shot right here. As soon as, oh, yep, see the fish going through in their like tunnel area? That's a super cool shot. They do have some smaller spots, like over there, for little ones, to get a good view of some of the fish. What in the dear heavens are those? Polka dot batfish. Fascinating. We did find some lionfish over here. Again, these are invasive to Florida, so usually they're hunted pretty heavily, but they are cool looking fish. A little starfish right over there. Oh, it looks like we have another cave poked through right here. Would assume the same fish coming from the other end are coming from this end too. Or maybe not. I don't know. Standing here for a second. Nothing shut up. As we head out of that last room on the right, there's a spot called Reef Secrets that seem to be a no-flash zone with some smaller animals and stuff. And here's, I bet, what a lot of people are waiting for. The big tank is right in here with a massive viewing area. And some benches. After that, reefs in the big tank, we've got waves of wonder. Oh, some South American sea nettle. They're quite cool. Oh, I do love moon jellies. Got some moon jellies over here. Wow, that is very blue on camera. That is blue in real life. As we continue in to this area, we do have some more like anemones, fish in this one over here. There's some starfish. Right across the way, we do have some upside down jellyfish. They are just doing what they do. There's a lot of them in here though. You almost like, if you didn't see them moving, you would think that's just like a sea bottom. It's really cool looking, the amount of them. I do love these circle tanks that they have a lot of these rooms that kind of like center a spot. I think they look super cool. We have some spotted lagoon jellies right over here. There's also some cone jellies that we're going to check out here. As we head past those jellies, we do come to the heart of the sea. That is another exhibit, it seems. This big tank does seem to be secluded with some stingrays and fishing. It seems like it is mainly used for diving, actually. I would say this is an upcharge experience where a diver actually brings you down in some of those like big helmet suits that help non-divers breathe underwater without too much stress. I do always think those experiences are super cool. They do have some turtles in there too with them. Really loving the look of this heart of the sea area. Here's a better look at some of the divers over here hanging out. They're communicating through a little board down there that works underwater. Oh, and there's the turtle. As I was walking along this area, there's long-spined snipefish. These guys are low city. Big noses. They do have clownfish and jawfish over here. Obviously, wow. Clownfish got plenty of sea anemones hanging out in. There's pretty cool looking ones in here. Looks like more whitely dominated ones. That one's really cool looking. Well, and as we walked out of that last exhibit here, we've actually come to the end. Kind of ends a little abruptly. We didn't really know how long it was going to go on for. We were unsure. We looked at the map, but we didn't really pay attention to where we were going. But we had a super great time overall. We're going to go check out the gift shop really quick, and I'll give you my overall thoughts. And just like I showed you when we first came in, they do have a gift shop here. Obviously, many sea-themed stuff. Their merch in here, though, actually looks pretty good. Some of it is branded to them, some of it is some different merch. But it's like swim shirt here. Looks really cool. This is Florida Aquarium on the sleeve. There's some really cool shirts. That penguin one. It's kind of cute. We have a lot of plushes, a lot of stuff like kind of like slippers and stuff like that in here. Obviously, this is going to cater towards like field trips and little ones and stuff a little bit more. So you're going to see a lot more kids stuff in here. But some of the merch that they do have is quite nice. So definitely check it out while you're here. Well, that's about going to do it for the Florida Aquarium for our very first trip here. Again, this aquarium seems like it is always expanding, so that's always nice to see. Anytime I see a place adding new stuff or already have plans for next year, that always does make me happy because I know this place is going to continue to expand. It's pretty big as it is. It probably won't come off on camera how much long we were here. We were here for about 2 hours, maybe a little bit less, but again, I was kind of taking my time with a little bit of photography with all my videoing too. Definitely we're walking through it quicker than I think most will. If you have little ones, you're going to be stopping at like the touch pool for a while. There's some other experiences here and there. You just got to remember that in total, you're probably going to end up spending 2 hours here pretty easily. You could definitely spend a little bit more, if you're a little bit slower, you're trying to enjoy every exhibit and stuff like that. So definitely kept that into account while you're coming here. I want to once again thank the Florida Aquarium so much for giving us tickets today. Really appreciate it. And again, we had a great time. I definitely think you should check it out if you're in the area. Obviously, a lot of people end up down right here next to the cruise terminal. With this being not as big of an aquarium, definitely if you're ever coming to the Tampa cruise terminal and you want to see the aquarium, it's not too bad of an entry. And just get here like 2 hours before you need to start boarding for your cruise. Come in here, hang out for a little bit, and then head on to your cruise and have a good time. So definitely check this out. Again, this is in downtown Tampa, right next to the cruise terminal. So thanks for watching. I hope this video brought a little more joy into your day, and we'll see you guys next time.